So hello everybody, welcome back. More about food and kitchens and stuff like that. I hope this information is helpful. And anyway, so before I continue, I wanted to remind you that down below is my email. In case that you want to help me out, you can do that by a PayPal account or an Amazon gift card. And I have some books in Gumroad. If you have a chance to take a look at that, I would like to know what people think about them. And anyway, also this is a reproduction list. I have a reproduction list on food, on water, and other issues. So if you want to take a look at any of those topics, you can do that, preferably by the beginning, because I do try to make the videos so that they make sense, but alone. But sometimes it might make more sense if you watch it from the beginning. So anyway, so let's talk about lightening in your kitchen. So kitchen is a place that is always hot, and if it is summer, you might consider the idea of getting light bulbs that do not produce that much heat, because you will be hot inside the kitchen, and and if you have a generator and the generator is connected to the light bulbs only, then basically you will be more hot. So you might want to consider that one. You want to have the best amount of light, because kitchen is one of those places that you really need light, because people, especially after they are 40, they don't tend to look very well, and you don't want to be wearing glasses all the time when you're inside the kitchen. So this might be like a thing that you might want to consider, getting a light bulb that doesn't produce heat, and it produces very bright kind of lightening. And anyway, also if you do have a dryer and you do the maintenance for the filter, you will have lint in it. You might want to collect it with dry hands. Very important. Your hand needs to be completely dry, not even with your own sweat or whatever. Very dry hand, collect that lint and put it in a plastic bag, and then inside the sealed plastic bag, like a Ziploc or something like that, and then you want to place it inside a container that is transparent, and that is for you making fires later on. Remember that lint, it catches fire very, and I do mean very easily. So even if your lighter doesn't work because it doesn't have fuel, it will still produce a spark. So the spark might be able to, make it work. So, this is done by a lot of people that, as long as the lighter produces a spark, then you are fine to do the fire if you have lint. Remember to also collect the oil that you have used once. Some people will reuse the oil up to 2 or 3 times. It will be up to you. But I do recommend that you filter the oil and then save it, because that oil can be used for making soap, for making lamps and candles and stuff like that later on. So you can have it in a jar, and in a glass jar, and you put the date on it and stuff like that, so that you might be doing this by date. That way you will be consuming the ones that are oldest first, and then the ones that you just saved, you can save them for later. You also may want to trade that oil with people that know how to produce those things, because not everybody will know how to make a lamp out of that oil, and not everybody will know how to make soap out of that oil. In fact, you will need some chemicals that can burn you, especially the laundry soap. Laundry soap can be made with that oil and caucasic acid or something like that. I don't know the name in English, but that thing, it needs a specific formula, and you can burn yourself doing this. So unless you know what the hell you're doing, then I will suggest trading, or even reuse it for fires. You can use mix it like a drop with lint or something, and then it will catch fire and it will last longer or whatever. But the point is that stop throwing that away. You may also want to save the water from, when you open a can of tuna and it has water on it, you might want to save those kind of oil, those kind of vinegars, and those kind of water for either compost or for using in salad dressings, or for using in cooking. For example, if you have the tuna water, you can use it. That water you can use it in the rice, to cook rice. Instead of using potable water, you can use that water to cook the rice. But it will depend upon you and your taste. However, like I said, you try not to throw anything away, because if you throw everything away, like I said, number one, you do not know when the hell is the trash services coming, and that means more trash, and more trash also means more animals, especially when it comes to liquid, like flies and stuff like that. So, oh hell no. Then you also want to learn how to make traps for flies and mosquitoes with plastic bottles that are totally black, and a little bit of sugar and a little bit of meat, or a little bit of water from those containers, because that water that smells very very tasty and very salty and stuff, it will attract animals. So you can use that for mosquitoes and flies into the trap, and you will need to change this like every I don't know, 2 or 3 days, or sometimes once a week, depending upon how much how much flies and stuff you're catching, and how many times you're in the kitchen and stuff like that. This is because obviously if there is no electricity and you're dealing with mosquitoes, and you're dealing with flies, and you're dealing with other animals that are going to be contaminating food and stuff, then you might want to consider that one. It's also safe because if you know how to do this properly, you put it like in behind beds, or in the bottom of behind certain places. And the important part is that you do remember when was the last time that you changed them, and then you can just throw them away right there, and it will be okay. And this is very important. So give me a minute. Now, you may also want to learn how to make several kinds of oils, like coconut oil, avocado oil, or I don't know, whatever oil you think that you are going to use or need. Do it by yourself, because finding oil, it's going to be very difficult, because industrial oil requires electricity to be made, and that might be a problem. And also, you might need a set of tools inside your kitchen to repair pans. Now, if you do not know how the hell to repair pans, because you will need spare parts, and you will need patience, and you will need to have a very good eyesight and stuff like that, then go to your supermarket and ask if they have the guy that will repair them, because some supermarkets will offer this, but like an outside thing. So for example, if I go in another community in my city, not my community but another community, they will have a guy outside of the supermarket, and the guy will take pans from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and he will have them ready by 2 p.m. up to 4 p.m. and then you just pay, pick it up, and that's it. You're done. And it's very important because sharpening your knife and repairing pans is going to be one of those things that it's a skill. People think that they know. Yeah, here's the thing. Your knife might be worth, let's say, $40, and you are an amateur when it comes to doing the sharpening of the knife. And now you're sharpening your knife, and your knife became useless. And you finding that particular knife, which happens to be your favorite, yeah, not happening. You will have to get a new one, and the new ones are very bad quality, or they are cheaper imitations. And you getting that thing new or whatever, you will have to buy the set, you will have to have it imported. It can cost you a hell of a lot of money and stuff like that. Because everybody, it's like when you see something and you think, oh, that's easy to do. Yeah, until you do it, and then you don't know what the hell, and then you fall, and then you don't even know what the hell you're doing. Yeah, kind of like that. So sharpening your knife is a skill. It is something that requires practice. It's not something that you just see somebody else do it and then you can do it. Oh, hell no. It requires practice. And if you're going to practice in your best, knife, and then you need it, oh, hell. So, again, sometimes the skill, it will cost you money. Because if you are going to go through that and then you're going to have to throw away your knife, how much is the sharpening? $2 versus you spending all this time and money trying to find a new knife. Same happening with the scissors. Scissors will be, one of those things that people break all the time, and you can take them to this guy. So in that community, people go there, they leave their knife, they leave their scissors, they leave their pans, and they come back, and then, the pans will be clean, and they will be everything, and they will be very nice. And it's not that expensive. Because it's just the way things are. Depending upon the cost of the service, you might need to learn how to do this yourself. And like I said, it requires practice, and it requires patience, and it requires you having a very good eyesight and a very good handling of tools. If you're a person that has a hand that is shaking, or a hand that is always in pain, or you just don't know how to do it, or you don't want to do it because you don't have the patience to do it, then don't, because it's going to cost you money. So you will have to learn how the hell to pay for that. And you need to call the supermarket and ask if the supermarket offers these services. If the supermarket doesn't offer these services, try to find another supermarket that does offer these services, because most of these people, they will say, okay, how long are you going to be shopping in there? 40 minutes? Okay, we'll have this in 40 minutes. So basically, you drop the thing, you do shopping, and when you come back, it's done. So you just save time and save fuel and save, whatever, and you're saving headaches. Because also, this might be a fight with your husband, because your husband might be there and you're like, why are you not sharpening the knives? And the guy is like, yeah, I'm busy, I'm doing something else, whatever. He's taking a beer, he doesn't want to do it. So, then you're kind of like, why do I have to solve all the problems, And this is going to be like a fight with no reason. You tell the guy, okay, I'm paying for the service. Give me the freaking money. That's it, and you're leaving. And if he says, oh, no, you're not paying, then you say, oh, hell, I'm paying because, you don't want to do it. And let's face it, you don't want to do it. You're busy doing something else. I would rather have you doing work for something else, like doing the garden work or doing something else that is actually, needed your presence in the house. Because the thing is that if you hire a technician that will come to your house to do this, then that technician will have access to your house. So you want the guy that is with you to be doing the work in your house so that you don't have to hire somebody else that you do not know. And if you can take the work outside, you do it outside. You don't bring anything to your house, and you don't bring anyone to your house. You do try to avoid these problems. And also, you might want to have your husband set up the grills in a permanent manner, and secure the grills and everything outside permanently. Maybe do like a roof for cooking outside. I don't know, because it will depend upon your situation, and it will depend upon you. It will depend upon your budget, and it will depend upon several things. But the point is that you try not to not to throw away anything. Because if you throw away anything, it will attract animals, it will be trash, and it might be valuable, especially if it has water on it. So, like I said, I can tell you other things about food, like how people deal with food. Let's say that you left my country and you have a mother in here, and your mother cannot do shopping, or you just don't want her to do shopping or whatever. There are places that you will go and your mother will pick up everything in the supermarket, and then she will send you a WhatsApp message or a Telegram message and say, okay, here is what I got, and they will shot a video of everything that she got, and then they will tell you how much money it is, and you in the United States pay for it through Zelle or PayPal or another accounts. If you pay to PayPal, they are going to charge you up to 10, sometimes 20% more. If you pay through Zelle, they will charge you a little bit more. But the point is that you do not need to send money to your mother so that she can do the shopping, because sending money to the country that you are in, let's say that I want to send money to Cuba, not happening, because they don't have change and they don't have ways for handling this, and when you want to help somebody that you just left behind, you can't. However, if you want to buy them food, you can, because most of the supermarkets are now going to be accepting payments in another country's banks. So let's say that you are in the US and you go to Publix, and then you just send a video of the food that you just got and everything, and you send the amount, and through your cell phone, and then providing the fact that you have internet or you have very good data services and they can do it. Then you just send the thing and said, okay, the bill is $17.85. So you, being in Spain, you pay $17.85 to the seller account or whatever, and then once you make the payment, you will send a capture with the number, with the confirmation number, with the receipt or whatever, and the person can leave. They don't. It's very, very easy to help somebody here through that method about buying food, because most people want to have money into the US accounts or European accounts, because that way they don't have to pay taxes, they don't have to do anything. They just have to give you the freaking food. So, it's a way to avoid taxes, and it's also a way for them to get the money directly into their accounts with no questions asked. So that's how people are handling the food bills. Now, you sending money so that the person can buy things in cash here or whatever, not happening. Unless you want to, wait for a week. I mean, so let's say that my best friend, wants to send me money so that I can buy, I don't know, food. So my best friend will have to go to a bank, and she will have to make the transaction in person. She will have to explain in the bank what is that money for, and then through the internet or whatever, because you have to fill up a form saying what is that money for, and then the transaction can go through. But let's say that she sends $100. When I get the money, by the way, I will not get it the same day or the next day. I will get it between anywhere from 10 days from now up to 18 days from now. And I will not get the $100. I will probably be getting about $55 to $60. And that is if the price of the dollar it was kind of stable. Because if the price of the dollar was very, let's say that when she makes the exchange, right now the exchange is 3 million. But, so that means that I'm supposed to get, if she sends $100, that is 300 million. However, if by the time I get the bolivares, because by the way, they will not pay you in dollars, they will pay you in bolivares, they will pay you in the local currency. That will mean that I am getting, the equivalent of $60 of that. So I'm getting 180 million. And let's say that 10 days from now, the price of the dollar is 4 million instead of 3 million. So I get 180 million divided by 4 million. That is $45. That's how much money I'm going to get. So, like I said, not worth it. So this is why people will pay bills directly with the thing. But the thing is that at this point, you will have to have the person doing a video proving that it is you. For example, if I was helping my mother, I will ask my mother, Mom, you have to be in the video, or you have to talk to me in the video saying, what are you getting? Because, I also might tell her, hey, I don't want you to get that, or I need you to get something else, or whatever. This is also done because sometimes when you send money to your mother, she will give all the money to your brother because your brother is hungry. And then you're like, no, I send it to you. You are my mother. I'm not taking care of my brother. So this is also done to avoid family disputes, because food is going to be a problem. If you have brothers or sisters, there will be a problem, because if you are helping your mother is going to give all the food that she has to the grandkids or to the other kids that she has. And then she will starve to death, because, there is no way that a mother will be eating, having the kids next to her, begging for the food. So this is done for that, and this is done a little bit for that reason, because that way, that person can take their own food home and stuff like that. Is also an issue about food, because let's say that, like I said, you are living with your mother now. If you're living with your mother, you are expected to contribute with the bill for the food. And most people will not do that. And instead, they will be kind of like, I'm eating here, and because, I'm your kid or whatever. And, like I said, it's going to create family drama. A hell of a lot of family drama, by the way. Some families will have that problem. I have that problem with my mother all the time, by the way, because I want to get certain things and my mother wants to get other things, and then my brothers want my mother to get certain things that she doesn't want to get, or I don't want to get. So it's like a fight, because you might think that you know what you need for your mother. Your mother will think that she needs something else, and then your brother will think that you need something else. So it's kind of like, yeah. So sometimes the people that are outside will buy everything and will have it delivered to your house. And then, let's say that they bought sugar and they bought flour and they send you eggs. And then you're like, I already have 5 packages of sugar. Why the hell did you send more sugar? So this is going to create other problems, because obviously the person that is helping you is thinking that, okay, what does every house need? They need, toothpaste, toilet paper, sugar, salt, stuff like that, and you buy everything. But that person already has that, but they don't have meat, or they don't have eggs, or they don't have, let's say that they need oil for cooking and they don't have it and you didn't get it. So now they have an excess of sugar or an excess of flour, and you have no eggs to cook it with, or you have no oil, or you have nothing. And this is going to create issues, because you are like, why did you send me that? I told you not to send me that, or stuff like that, And then you're like, I'm grateful, but I need this one or that one. And or I can't have that because, that person that is helping you or may or may not know about specific needs that you have, like gluten-free diet or allergy for something, or they are getting brands that you absolutely hate. So it is going to create like issues, because people that want to help obviously they can't send you money because I just told you that you're going to lose half of the money. So why send it? So you either send the food through delivery, or you send a box filled with food, or you pay the supermarket, and then when you get to the supermarket, and you send these videos, the people that are abroad are kind of like, what? You are paying $4 for a package of flour? What the hell? You know, kind of like that. So it's like a shock for other people, because they are abroad and they're like, oh hell no, that doesn't cost that money. Why will you pay $4 for a freaking package of flour? You know, that thing doesn't cost $4. It's only one, or maybe two. I mean, I can understand if you sell it for 3, but why 4? And stuff like that. And it might make them feel that you are more expensive than they are. So it's like an issue when it comes to handling the buying of the food, because you want to help, and the help that you need, or that you think you need, is not necessarily what other people might think. It's like I told you in the other video. If my friend sends me $100 and then she says buy food, and I am going through a very bad depression because, I don't know, let's say, God willing, God forbid, my father died and I used to eat caviar with my father. So I bought the freaking caviar, and I don't care how much it is, because that reminded me of my father, and that was how I went through that problem of me dealing with the grief. My friend might be like, I don't buy caviar, so why did you buy caviar? So it might be a problem, So at this point, like I said, we don't have rights or wrongs, okay? You can't judge somebody else because you do not know what the hell they are going through. Like I said, that person might be going through depression. That person might be going through a nightmare that might have that person mentally unstable and mentally ill, for all you know. And it's an issue. And then there is the food that you're supposed to give when you have somebody in a hospital. Like when I go with my aunt that is in a clinic, they said that you have to give, they started by 8 kilos of food. That was what they were asking, 8 kilos of food plus all the personal things. And then they were 10 kilos. And now they're asking for 12. And now they're going to probably ask for 15 kilos of food per patient per month. And the thing is that when they are doing this, they are trying to make like a list, but not everybody will come up with the same things. So for example, I give rice and sugar and flours and stuff like that, but other people will just give all kinds of grains only. And other people will just give them coffee. And other people will just give them nothing and stuff like that. And this is going to create like an issue, because you will have families that are helping with the food expenses of the elderly that are in the clinic, and other families that are giving nothing. Because, they are like, yeah, that person is, elderly, whatever, and I have other problems, like I have to feed my kids, and if I have to feed my kids, I can't feed my mother. So they will abandon the elderly. And the people that are taking care of the elderly will now have to pay more food or more things, because instead of supporting one, you are supporting 10 or 5 or 7. Because less people are going to be able to afford food, and more food is going to be needed. And then you're like, there will be a point in which, everybody's kind of like, what the hell? So, there are things that are related to food that may not necessarily be, a topic that it is black or white. It's always going to be kind of gray and kind of like in the middle. And you have to try to figure out a way to avoid family drama altogether and come up with a solution. And if the solution is, okay, here it is, I am sending you the food that I want to send you, and you can also buy in the supermarket whatever it is that you're missing. And I'm doing this twice a year, and that's it. some people are, are very clear, and they say, I'm sending you twice a year a box with food, like in January and in May, for example, or in July and August, or whatever. Whatever you have money. Usually it's around Christmas. Most people, and I do mean most people that are abroad will send a box filled with things for Christmas. And usually those boxes, my friends get it, I get it, a hell of a lot of people get it in my country. And it's filled with chocolates and stuff, and it's just for Christmas. But it does help, because when you get a little bit of food, it does help. Even if it is, even if I have flour and somebody else sends more flour, that flour is not going to go bad, because I'm going to use it. The problem is that for me to use that flour, I may need eggs, and I don't have eggs. So, it's kind of like now I have to come up with the money to buy eggs. So, it's kind of like a different perspective. So, some families have come to that arrangement. You send 1 or 2 or 3 boxes per year, filled with whatever the hell I want to send you. And if you need something else, I am paying up to $10 or up to $20 in the supermarket. You go to the supermarket, you tell me how much money it is, and I'm going to pay it. And I'm going to pay, $20. That's it. And the person, will call, and then, like I said, they will do the video, whatever, and they will say, hey, it is $17 with 87 cents. And then the other person says, okay, that's it. You get everything, and now we're even. And now I don't talk to you up to, until I get more money, or until, I don't know, until Christmas or something like that, Because you can't be, if you already have a family, you can't help your next family. It's kind of like you already have a husband and you already have kids. You can't be helping your sister or your brother or your cousin or your best friend or your mother or whatever. So you say, I'm going to send help only twice a year. And that way, you come up with your husband and say, hey, we are helping my family only twice a year. That's it. No, no more drama, no more nothing. And the budget, I handled myself, because I'm going to put everything in the box, and I send them $20. That way your husband will be kind of like, okay, because it's not going to break him. Remember, if you have a husband, he's the one that's working, so therefore you are spending his money, and he has no obligation to take care of your family. And vice versa. If you are the one who is handling things, you are in no obligation to help his family. Because whatever money your husband is doing is supposed to be for you and your kids. It's not supposed to be for, his sister or his brother or whatever. So this is a way to handle that kind of situation, You said we are going together. If we buy, let's say that we buy bulk, and we got 12 packages of tuna. Okay, we're saving 2. We are keeping 10 for us. We are giving 10, 2 for them. We bought, I don't know, let's say 12 tomato sauces. Okay, so we are getting 10. We're saving 2, and then you put it in a box. And when the box is filled, you send it, and then you're done. That's what you do. Most people do that because they can't be in the family drama of you having to call them every week and say, hi, I don't have food this week, please help. Because some people have done that, and oh crap, my friends that deal with these problems, they go kind of like, my God, I just sent her food last week, or I sent her money last week, or I bought her food 10 days ago. What the hell? She's supposed to ask somebody else, or she's supposed to be, doing something else. But the thing is that food is consumed daily. You can't take vacation. It's not like, okay, I'm sending you this, and then it's supposed to last you 10 years or something. So it's a situation that is very hard. Because once the food runs out, which is usually very, very fast. I have had people that I have a friend, he is in Chile, and he's sending food to the mother of his kid, you know. So the food is supposed to last the kid at least a month, okay? But as soon as the food arrives here, 2 days later, the woman will call him and say, we ran out of the food. And then the guy is like, why? And then, I send you enough food for at least 1 month for my kid. And then she says, well, I'm sorry, but my sister is here. My sister husband is here. My mom is in here, and I have a nephew, and I have a niece in here. And what do you want me to do? Do you want me to have, only my kid eating in front of the other kids? Oh, hell no, I share it. Yeah, kind of like that. So now my friend is like, what the hell? Do I let my kid starve to death? Kind of like that. So, especially between exes, like I said, if it is family, it's going to be an issue because it's like when you were hungry, your family is the only one that will support you. So when you get the food, you have to share with your family. It's like with women, is going to be a very, very bad situation for women because we women are not like men. We women are like, yeah, but this person helped me out when I was in trouble, so I have to help them. The men are kind of like, oh, hell no. That is somebody else's kid. I'm not helping them. But no. And then you will have fights. Because, of course, the men are going to look at it like, where is the father of that child? Why do I have to help? And stuff like that. Men are going to be kind of like, no, that is another man's problem. I'm not taking care of that. Women are going to be kind of like, yeah, we stick together and the man can go to hell. So it's going to be an issue. Very bad issue when it comes to handling the food situation. Because, the kids are going to be in the middle. And if the kids are going to be in the middle, yeah, that's when you need an intermediary kind of person. So sometimes I asked my friend if he had the grandmother of the kid. Because the grandmother of the kid, I can assure you that it will put the child's first. Oh, hell, for all I know, my mother can send me to hell, but she will not let my daughter be in hell. So elderly people tend to protect more the kids. So I asked him to do that, to tell the grandmother of the kid to, get the food her, and then, she can get the food for herself and the child. I don't know if he did it or not, but, I don't know. I'm just trying to help him out because, quite frankly, it's annoying. But, it's just the way things are. We handle resources differently because we have different kind of logic. And we handle our emotions differently because we don't interpret them the same. And for all I know, we are all hurting. We are all, having problems. For example, me, I thank God I don't have problems with, that much food, but oh hell, I do want to get some medicines and some other things that I need in Amazon or stuff, and, I'm debating about whether to get that one or get the other things that I want or need or whatever. And this is a situation that will happen daily with a lot of people, even rich people, because even rich people will have to make some choices sometimes because they don't have unlimited resources. We have limited resources, and when we have limited resources, some of us will have more limitations than others. But it's all about how we process these things. So the question is, how will you process this? Because if you are processing to the point in which it will cost you your relationship with your husband, you gotta be willing to understand the consequences of you doing that. If it is going to cost you your relationship with your wife, you better be ready to pay the price if you are willing to go that far. It's a negotiation. If the resources are limited, you need negotiation, especially in terms of what the hell are you going to do with the kids. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful. So thank you for watching.